Good morning, it's Peter on the Music Room, again with another video, this time to do the album art tag 2026, originally created by the Voyage channel. Check that out, it's a really interesting choices he made there. Inspired to do this, I saw Catherine do this one only recently, so thought I'd have a go at it. Open to a tag. So without further ado, it's basically 12, it's actually 12 questions with an option for 13, option for another one. I don't think I'm going to do the 13th one, you'll see why later on, but here we go. Firstly, show an album where the band or artist look really cool on the album cover. I'm going to show Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, the album called I Learned the Hard Way. Actually the first Sharon Jones Dap King album that I picked up when I went hunting for the albums, the first one I actually found. I ended up actually buying the whole back catalogue of this group. 70 really genuine 60s, 70s retro soul. Sharon Jones is no longer with us, but she had this amazing soulful voice, a ball of energy. She's only a short lady, but a ball of energy. Unfortunately, we lost her in 2016. She'd had leukemia. The film with Sharon Jones actually tells that story. If you want to catch that, I would really recommend it. Great band, great album. So yeah, they Learn the Hard Way by Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, and they do look really cool on that cover. Next one, show your most weirdest, trippiest, most controversial LP cover. I thought about going psychedelic, I thought about going trippy, but then I remembered a controversial one that I do have, and I don't know that it's politically correct today, but so pardon me. This is Buffalo's Only Want You For Your Body. This is a heavy rock album from 1973, 74. Buffalo were a Sydney-based heavy rock band, led by Dave Tice, who's still going around. I've seen him in concert lately. A couple of years back he did the whole Buffalo Volcanic Rock album live. Pete Wells was in Rose Tattoo later on. John Baxter and Phil Connor on there. That's how they look on stage. Actually probably would have been a better front cover, to be honest with you. That's fairly unpolitically correct these days. Probably wouldn't fly today. But it is what it is. I've also got an insert that Dave actually signed for me. I think, was it this one that he signed? I think it was actually the Volcanic Rock one that he signed for me. No, he's done it there. Actually, you can't see it, but it's written in pen. Actually, it's better. So signed Dave Tice. But yeah, that's Volcanic. That's the Only Want You For Your Body LP by Buffalo. Legend has it that they actually once supported Black Sabbath, and blew Black Sabbath off stage apparently. They were that good. So yeah, there you go. Show your sexiest album cover art. I've gone Nancy Sinatra. That's Boots. Now I'm not so sure about the outfit, but she wears the outfit quite nicely, just quietly. But the eyes. Now look at those eyes on that cover. Pardon the glare there, I'm trying to avoid it. But look at those eyes, that look. Absolutely stunning. That's her looking stylish on the back there as well. But yeah, she's got those kind of come hither eyes, and that's probably the sexiest part of about the whole thing. Notwithstanding the fact that she's quite a stunning lady, all the same. But yeah, that's the Roots album, Nancy Sinatra. I could have shown you Nancy in London, but I thought that one, aside from the outfit, that there, it's quite a sexy cover. There you go. Alright, an album cover I dislike. Now, thinking about these, and I've gone with the rather ordinary looking, and I could have gone to Mr. Lincoln Palmer's Love Beach, but then, yeah, that's a fairly typical sort of obvious answer. I thought I'd go for the most obvious. This is Mr. Lincoln Palmer in concert. It's a very plain looking cover. nothing to really speak of, no inserts. This is an Australian one. I don't know whether the overseas copies had anything more than this. This is a live album recorded in the late 70s, I believe, 75, 76 maybe. Yeah, a pretty ordinary colour. I think they could have done better with it. I think it was also released after they'd broken up. Actually, released in 79, now that I look at it. 79, this is post-breakup. Probably a cash-in from Atlantic label. But yeah, the cover's pretty ordinary. Okay, show an album cover that shows an animal or a creature. And I thought I'd go with this album here. And I meant to bring out another album. But that is Long Live the Evolution. That's a various artists album. It was a free album given away in 1977. It's a whole lot of live recordings made at what was then the two J radio station. It was a ABC government owned station. A rock station that was actually fairly new. This is in 76, 77, these recordings. Feature people like Skyhooks, Dragon, Jacob Seven, the Falcons, Panther, Jefferson John, Renee Gayer, AC/DC, Ariel are on here. This is early AC/DC, this is like 1977. Ariel, Tomlin, who we actually saw Tomlin, we saw the show with Tomlin, 65 directly. The track Burn My Eye by Radio Birdman, Feather, formerly Black Feather, and Finch. Some of these were recorded at Double J, some of these were recorded in concert. One recorded the Festival of Sydney concert in Haymarket, the AC/DC track. So yeah, for the most part it's Double J. But this was a giveaway album. So if you bought an Australian album, and I bought Richard Clapton's Goodbye Tiger, I meant to bring it out. Richard Clapton's Goodbye Tiger at the time, and actually that album could have fit the animal motif as well. But Goodbye Tiger by Richard Clapton, what I bought at the time. But this was a free album given away, and I believe now it features a bit of money. It is a collectible. So that's the Double J label. So yeah, it says Double J started broadcasting in 1975 on an old ABC standby transmitter. It goes on with a spiel about the station. So yeah, some good stuff on that. Some fairly rare live recordings when you think about it. And there you go. Long Live the Evolution. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So show an album with an interesting backstory, and I'm going to go a Beatle album. I'm going to go Rubber Soul. What's interesting about this is actually the photo and the way it was presented. Robert Freeman was the photographer for the Beatles at this time. He had photographed with the Beatles, the famous iconic With the Beatles half shadow cover, with the Beatles, as I said, Hard Day's Night, Help, Bit of Yourself, Help, and now this one, Rubber Soul, which would actually be the last one that Freeman would photograph for them. Apparently he laid on the ground to take the photo, looking them all with them down. John's the only one looking at the camera. But what was interesting about this is that when he presented, showed the group how it would look, he actually had a 12 by 12 card on a wall, and he projected the image onto the card. Somewhere along the line, the card slipped backwards, I believe, and it stretched the image. And they've gone, oh, they were rather impressed and like excited by what they saw with the image. Can you do that? He said, yeah, I can do that. So he's able to do that in the dark room, post photography, and so there you have this stretched image of Robert Soul, of Van. I mean, this is a 1970s 2 EMI box press from my roll top box back there. This is it's an iconic cover. I mean, that's the other back shots that Freeman did as well. Okay. But yeah, that's an interesting story with that. It sort of shows you what can be what could be done with photography, and that was just a happy accident that occurred, and the card fell backwards, image stretched. Oh, we'll want that. There you go. And they got it. Ask and you shall receive. Love a song. Fast becoming one of my very favourite albums. Actually, it's very sneaking up to Abbey Road. Yeah. Okay, so show an album with interesting design. A Monty Python album. And I think this is it's a compilation album called the Instant Record Collection. I'm going to pull the record out. Okay, this is a UK, I believe. But the album cover, I'm going to try and do this without wrecking it, but this folds into a box, like so. The album cover title, in fact, even like the other side of the albums. The album cover titles are depicted here. Some rather hilarious stuff. Every picture tells a story. Brett Eckler, not Rod Stewart. Frank Sinatra, My Way or Else. Scottish Airs, Hamish McFart Singers. My Way or Else. Party Time Princess, Piano Margaret. Beethoven's Punk Symphony in B flat. The Stinking Bastard Benefit Supplies. Pardon the language. A Man Who Once Saw Paul McCartney in Newspaper Live. That's some of the album titles that are on there. So yeah. Subsequent issues of this. This is the UK, I believe, not the American. The UK. Yes. UK release of that is the best of. Subsequent issues, I think the Australian pressing. I acquired this a little while ago. That's the Australian, and it's actually, is it Australian? Yeah, it is Australian. A gatefold, obviously too hard to reproduce here in Australia. I mean, later pressings would have it, would have that. As I said in the previous video, Australian pressings would actually kind of be cut back compared to overseas versions. I think budget. Okay, so there's a Monty Python. Show an album cover with a sleeve mostly compelled you to buy the LP. And I'm going to show you, I have shown this once before, Santana's Lotus. Now this is, this is a multifold album. It's actually that and that. It's got, this probably would have been a more interesting cover to show you, but it's got folds, inserts here, inserts everywhere. Yeah, I can't really show you that properly because without actually wrecking it, but you've got folds that come out. Basically, it's a Japanese album, and it's hard to show this because it's just so cumbersome to handle. But suffice it to say, it's got multi-folds, kind of trying to tearing under the bond there. It's a Japanese press. It was actually originally only issued in Japan, and I found it by chance. For the Japanese market only. A live album called Lotus. Triple LP, it was recorded, I think it was around 73, 74 was the era for this. I think when Santana were heavily into their fusion period. Can't see what year this is, but I'm thinking, I believe it was 73, 74, so we're getting around Caravanserai, Welcome, around that period, when they'd gone into a fusion style for a while there. They were still Latin, but more fusion than anything else. Then they eventually reverted back to their traditional style. Okay, so that's Lotus. Okay, so the most battered sleeve with a particular battle scar. Now, I'm going to show you two, but only because one isn't really that battered. The battle scar will come from this Elvis Rocket 9 LP. It's actually there. And I have to thank my darling niece, one of my darling nieces, who was a baby at the time. She was like 2 or 3 when she actually curiosity got the better of her, and she pulled out some records that were sitting on the shelf in my bedroom when I was a teenager, and accidentally tore that. I won't name who you are. You know who you are, or if you don't, I'll tell you in private. But yeah, she's darling, darling girl. That's the other clocking on. But as for already battered, this is the Australian Please Please Me LP from 1963. It is very battered. Tape, I had tape on there to actually reinforce it. It was torn here, spines torn. The cover is actually fairly flimsy, and the thing about this is also that the LP is actually quite heavy. That's on a black and gold Parlophone first press. Label's a bit faded, as you can see. Right. I wouldn't mind a better copy if I can get a nicer gold label. But this actually still sounds pretty good. I played on a mono turntable. It is a mono first press. It's got the Made in Australia for Parlophone New South Wales rim print at the bottom. That's a first press. That's the old black and gold label. But yeah, it still sounds very good for its age, and the album is from '62. But yeah, that's a weather-beaten old Please Please Me. And it's very hard to find an Australian Please Please Me that isn't battered. I mean, these are meant to be played, you know, and people took them to parties and the like, and you know, that's what they did with records. They played them. They didn't, you know, preservation wasn't a thing back then. So yeah, there you go. A favourite gatefold. I can't show you a favourite because I don't have a favourite, but I'm going to show you one that I quite like. I only come across it because I've just gone through a few things, and it's the Bee Gees Cucumber Castle LP, right? I think the covers, the gatefold's hilarious, right? Because you can just see them. This is at a period around 1969 when Robin had fallen out with Barry and split from the group, and they became a duo, right? There are a couple of notable songs from this thing. One of those being Don't Forget to Remember, and I think Don't Forget to Remember is actually the one real hit on this album. There's another track called IOIO, which they had recorded years previous and revived it. But this was when the group were a duo. You can just tell by the look on their faces that they're thinking, what have we done? You know, why are we doing this? You know, it was a period of time when the Beatles were a duo, and Robin would rejoin them a couple of years later. I think maybe a year or two later, and they would resume. I think Having You Meant a Broken Heart with the track that they resumed. This is an old Spin label recording. Got an old Festival Records promo thing in it, right? And even how to look up your stylist information as well. Okay. So this is from about 1969. So yeah, Cucumber Castle. Like I said, rather funny looking. You know, look at Morris's face there. Just here. And Barry, like, yeah. Why are we doing this? Yeah. Who thought of this? Whose idea was this? I can just imagine the conversation. Anyway, Cucumber Castle. Okay, a favourite LP cover. Okay, I'm going to go with something that I got hold of with the Get Back remixed box set. And that's become now a favourite of mine. That's the Get Back album. Now, one thing, the first time most people saw that was actually on the 67 to 70 LP cover, right? Which of course has got the other one on the other back there. Most people, this is pre-internet. Not many people knew about that photo. At least the general public at large, anyway. Right? I didn't, certainly. the first time I ever saw that photo there. But this is the this was supposed to be the album when they were making doing the Get Back series. You can only imagine what might have happened if this album had actually been released at the time. It was actually a kind of a mini tribute to homage to the Please Please Me album. If you look at the two of them side by side, the lettering, the label, the whole thing. I'm just going to put that there. Hold it like that. Yeah, they're like again fraternal twins in a way. Would that be the earlier one? But you know that was a nice homage to the Please Please Me LP, and even right down to the design on the back, and the line notes in the back. Again, this is the Australian one, but the line notes in the back as well. You know, yeah, it's actually quite something. So yeah, it gives you like a potted history of the band, and yeah. So this was going to be the 1969 album. And when you think about it, conceivably, if that had happened, we would have had the White Album '68. That would have been probably early to mid '69. Abbey Road would have followed later. 3 albums in less than a year, or thereabouts, or nearly a year. Anyway, that's what I love that album. I love that. I mean, the album itself is fairly goofy in a way. You know, I mean, I can understand why they didn't release it, but still, would have been. I think it would have been a fun release. All the same. There you go. All right, and finally, for me, if you could live inside an album cover, where would you? Which one would it be? That's the George Harrison Living in the Material World. I'm going to talk about the Gatefold, which is that, okay, and particularly Friar Park, okay. That would be an amazing place to live, I think. It's George Harrison's home, right? It's an old mansion, beautiful gardens, but it's just an expanse. It would have been so serene to live there. I think it would have be a wonderful place to live. You know, I'm guessing Olivia and Danny still live there. I would imagine they would. I mean, the upkeep would be quite something, but still, I think living there would be quite an experience. So yeah, so I say Friar Park. If I was going to live anywhere in cover, I'd say probably there. And besides which, Catherine took Abbey Road already. I'm not going to repeat that. Abbey Road would be nice, you know, and the flats that live alongside the crossing, but Catherine beat me to it. So, yeah, I'd say Friar Park. Okay, there is a 13th question, optional one. Create an album cover. Create a cover for an album for released by your channel. I'm not that creative, so I'm not going to attempt that. So, pardon me for not doing that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I recommend having a go at this tag. It's quite nice. Gets you thinking a bit, you know, if you want to think about the albums you've got. I mean, a few thousand, couple thousand LP to choose from, you know. You come up with some ideas. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you like this. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think as well. I always answer comments. I don't get that many, you know, mainly it's a small channel. But thank you for watching. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good evening, good night. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay warm if you're in winter time. And here in Australia, we're in summer. It's been a hot day today. So yeah. Alright then, leave it all guys. Take care. Bye.